Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, August 29th, 2016. What's going on? How are you? I'm back. I'm back on the time. No more jet lag and all that. I apologize for the... I sounded like I was coked up on my last fucking podcast. I was listening to it. I was cracking up. I was like, I literally sound like I'm wired out of my fucking mind. But if I didn't do that, I was going to fall asleep. So sorry, got a little loud, I got a little fast, I got a little hyper. But I think last night I finally beat it. I was starting to fall asleep again at 7. I kept falling asleep at 7, then I'd wake up at 2:30 in the morning. And that's not a good time to wake up, you know, as a person. By yourself, waking up at 2:30 in the morning. You have nothing to do but your mind to just sit there fucking with you, you know? What are you doing, Bill? You're getting older. Are you doing everything you're supposed to be doing? And just like you're walking around, shut the fuck up, you know? You know, isn't it amazing how loud your feet are when everybody else in the house is sleeping? It's so at 2:30 in the morning, you can literally like I'll be at my desk and I'll take a pen out of a glass cup and I swear to God, my wife will stir downstairs. What was that? What's that? Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I put a sock on. Well, can you keep it down? I'm sleeping. Everything is so fucking loud at that hour. And, yeah. So I've just been, last night I started to fall asleep again at around 7:38. So I just drove down to the Improv. Didn't even do a spot because I felt like my head was in a cloud. And I just fucking, I just walked around talking to people. And, you know, it was great. I went down. I got a fucking salad. You know, one of those comedy club salads, except this was a good one. So I'm back right now because I got to drop like fucking 10 pounds before I do my next special, which is going to be recorded in Nashville at the Ryman Theater on October 21st. Very excited about that. And, you know, I got to drop like 10, 12 pounds so I don't look like a fucking Billy Fathead on this thing. So last week was the, all right, I'll start doing some cardio, blah, 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 blah. I'll still eat like a fucking jackass. And then, you know, but I'll make attempts to not totally eat like a fucking jackass. And now this week is when now it's like, all right, I'm going to the grocery store and I'm going back to my fucking, that fucking I need to lose weight diet. Just like a third of a cup of oatmeal and a fucking egg over easy. No fucking toast. None of that bullshit. Then what do I have? I have like a fucking apple between then and lunch. And then for lunch, I have like fucking turkey slices and some other bullshit. And then around 4 o'clock, I don't know what the fuck. I have a protein, like a turkey patty with a little bit of fucking salad. And then for dinner, a couple hours later, there's another fucking protein. And sometimes I'll just go like a fucking salad. It sucks. It's not fun. You know, my wife asked me to make a strawberry fucking shortcake, so I'm going to do that, you know? So I'll have that. I always got to have a little bit of crack on the back burner. But anyway, so I'm back into that. Just going to do fucking cardio, 45 minutes a fucking day over there. And hopefully this shit will start to come off because I was disgusted with myself when I got back from vacation. Holy shit. Dude, I was doing that shit, putting on my socks, making those noises. Anyways, I want to thank everybody who came out to the Silver Lake Casino? Whatever the fuck it is, the Silver something casino up there in Reno. And, hey, was I right about Todd Rex? T-Rex? Was I right about Todd Rex? I told you the man was a beast. I told you he fucking kills. I told you he's one of the funniest guys in the country. This fucking asshole, I say that in the most endearing way ever, did 15 minutes in front of me and got a partial standing ovation. Okay? Right? And I'm sitting there going like, dude, you're supposed to be opening the show. Like, hey, how's it going, everybody? Let's get settled into a little fucking knock-knock, who's there? This guy did like a closing set for 15 fucking minutes. I heard it from the crowd when they clapped. They didn't want him to get off. But anyways, we had such a great time up there. The crowd was fucking amazing. And I'll tell you, underrated right here and now is fucking not only Reno, but Reno's International Airport. I don't know why they're all international. I never heard of, where are you going? I'm going to Paris. Flying out of Reno. I've never heard that. Connecting through Reno, and then I'm going to South Africa. Reno's International Airport. Great food. When you walk right in, there's this place across from where they have all these. They have all this golf wear, by the way, which I am totally fucking addicted to. Those polo shirts and the fucking action slacks. You know, can I just stop for a second? I just want to thank all the unathletic fucking people out there. All the fat fucks, all the people who literally, if they tried to bend down and touch their toes, they do a somersault. I just want to thank all of you for taking up that game, attempting to walk a couple of holes, and rather than addressing yourself and how fucking out of shape you are, you turned around and complained to the companies that your balls were too sweaty and that your shirt was too tight, because all of your fat fuck complaints, right, is basically created the most comfortable fucking clothes I've ever worn in my life. I wear them all the time now. They're comfortable as hell, and my wife hates them. So it's a win-win. Every time I walk out the fucking door, my wife, hey, where you going? You gonna go meet Tiger Woods? Oh, they're the greatest fucking clothes ever. It's unreal. You put on one of those golf shirts, you go to reach for something, it just stretches with you. You feel like you're doing yoga, but you're like just reaching for a donut. It's the greatest. If you're not wearing fucking golf clothes, all right, let me tell you something. If you're an old fuck, like you're in your 40s like me, 48, sliding into 50, you are a fucking asshole if you're not walking around wearing just golf clothing, you know? And the sweet spot is to just buy the clothing and not get sucked in to that game. I'm not saying it's a bad fucking game. It's actually it's like, I don't know. It's like smoking a cigar with your friends, but you're also walking around hitting this fucking ball. I have a good time anytime I play just because I do not take it seriously, and I count every fucking stroke. I don't do any mulligans. I don't say there's any gimmies. I come in at about, I play 9 holes. I come in at about $130. And I count every stroke, and I do it loudly. So all the fucking cheating cunts that I go out, well, that's a gimme. That's a mulligan. Fuck are you talking about? Something? That's the only fucking, I'm telling you, it's why it's not it's an activity. It's a fucking skill. Okay? And the guys at the top level, the men and the ladies, they are athletes, without a fucking doubt. But I'm just saying, Michael Jordan plays a game of darts. I mean, he's still an athlete. You know what I mean? Darts is not a fucking athletic endeavor. Right? I don't know. All I know is the fucking clothes are tremendous. And, it was great. I was looking yesterday. I was actually watching this golf event. I like watching on Sundays. Like, you know what I love about golf is how they try to act like it's this upper crust thing, and you listen to the crowd, and you can hear it with the people yelling. They all go to the track. Like, golf and betting on horses and bowling, they're all fucking kissing cousins, all of them, all right? And bowling just is like, whatever, we're fucking bowling. Eat a fucking grilled cheese sandwich as you're rolling it. We don't give a shit. But golf has that fucking, like, that arrogant, cut above type of thing, like Democrats. Like, Republicans are the bowlers of politics. They're not trying to pretend to be something they're not. They don't give a fuck about me. They don't give a fuck about you, and they don't pretend to. Democrats, on the other hand, try to act like they actually give a fuck about people when they get paid by the exact same fucking assholes. They keep the fucking wars going. They know what's up. They know what's up. They don't want to see that 1963 convertible limo pulling up to the White House. They don't want to get back in that thing. You will give them what the fuck they want. Or you, sir, will be taking a trip to Dallas. I know, I'm out of my fucking mind. Whatever, it's a fucking podcast. Just relax. I don't fucking read. But when you listen to the crowd at a golf event, I'm telling you right now, you know, golf actually has the nerve to fucking pretend. They think that they have the same sort of crowd that you find at a Formula One event. All right? What you have at a golf event is a bunch of fat fucking dopes in really, really comfortable fucking clothes. And anytime anybody hits the ball, why they all have to yell at the ball? Get it no! You know, you know what it is? You know why they yell like that? It's because they're so used to being at the track, yelling at the dog or the horse, you know, coming out. Down the stretch they come. Come on, you six. Come on, you six. One time, right? You take them to a golf event. That's just how they're behaving. If you really look at the people, if you have time, they're fucking animals. And this is the thing, too. They know they're animals. You know, I know that they know they're animals because those fucking assholes will stand in front of somebody teeing off, looking down at it like they're... You ever see people like when the subway's late and they're fucking looking down the tunnel? They're doing that while somebody is driving a professional. Is God forbid. I can't believe nobody's ever gotten killed. I mean, I'd have a fucking panic if I was a professional golfer. Like, that would be my nightmare. I hit some little kid in the fucking forehead. Yeah, they're fucking animals. But anyways, I cannot say enough about the clothing. So I'm sitting there watching the event, and one of the guys, who of course is falling apart. They all end up falling apart. You know what I mean? All of these golfers. I don't understand what the fucking problem is, because I don't play the game, but I just don't understand. There's nobody stopping you. Nobody's getting in your face. You're not like Tony Romo. You fucking rolled out and somebody tackled you and you broke bones in your vertebrae. Standing over a fucking ball. You got a club. Just hit the fucking thing. What is the fucking problem? You're already in the winner's circle. You're already going to win 6 figures. Everything else is fucking gravy. And everybody's like, no, you don't understand, dude. It's a game against yourself. I mean, once you have that one bad shot, you know, you got to forget about it. Blah, blah. It's like, dude, you're literally describing life right now. I absolutely love oversimplifying the game of golf because people have such a passion for it. And when people really enjoy something, as a comedian, if you make fun of it, you get to see them get upset. And for whatever reason, if you're truly a comic, it fills up your heart. No, don't listen to me. I'm fucking with you. I think golf's a great game. It's a fun game. I mean, look, you get yourself a 6 of Coors Light, right? You get yourself a nice fucking stick, you know. I'd do that right now. But I'll tell you right now, I can't do 18 holes. I can't do it. Doing 18 holes, that's like a marriage. You know what I mean? I want to fling. I want to go to a fucking par 3 9-hole course. You know? Actually, that'll probably go by too quickly. You know, if I'm smoking a stick, whatever I do. You know, I would just like, whatever, wherever I go, right? This is how I would like to play golf. I have a cigar. All right? I light the fucking thing, as you do, right? Set it down. Wherever the fuck I said. I'll have the little fucking, they got to have like a, on your bag, you know what I mean? Remember Ronnie Dangerfield in Caddyshack? He had all those extra, he had the radio, he had all that shit. There's no fucking way. They don't have an attachment where you can have your fucking lit cigar still going as you address your ball. You mean stand over it and get ready to hit it? Watching those fucking old fucking people getting down on their fucking hands and knees when they're on the green trying to read the putt. You're watching their face getting all fucking red, you know, and you're just standing there halfway down the fairway. Will you just fucking hit the thing? Jesus fucking Christ. Trying to take a couple of strokes off my game. Oh, kill yourself. Just hit the fucking ball. Just be happy you're still walking around. All right? You bacon and cheese omelet eating fuck. That's another thing, too, is then it always ends up getting backed up. You know something? I just feel too much stress when I'm playing golf. There's always that group of people behind me. They're always better than me. And I feel like a fucking asshole, like I'm ruining their day. You know? Like a few times I've golfed, I feel the same level of stress like when I'm the first person at a red light to make a left, you know, and there's like 5 people behind me. Like literally my heart starts racing because I know that not only is it my job to make sure that the person behind me makes it through the fucking light, okay? Like the person behind the person. This is how it works out here in LA, by the way, for all you Boston people, so you don't fucking almost get yourself killed. You know that move you do in Boston where the light turns green and you just stomp on the fucking gas and you cut in front of people? As far as I know, Boston is the only area of the country that does that. And it's totally acceptable. Like, as soon as the light turns green, you just stomp on the gas and fucking cut in front of 2 lanes of traffic. Out here, if you do that, you're going to get killed. Nobody's ready for it. They're not good drivers, and it's going to be at least 3 lanes of shit coming at you. My brother came out and visited me one time, and I forgot about that move. And we were on, like, Venice Boulevard, and the light turned green, and he stomped on the fucking gas, and I just put my foot up on the dashboard. I was like, do. We made it halfway across, and he was like, when you're driving and you don't know what's going on and the other person's freaking out, but you can't figure out what, you get like mad. I was like, do. And he just stopped. He's like, what? I fucking yelled at him. And everybody's beeping at him. And I was just like, dude, you can't do that out here. You can't. And he goes, all right. And we had to just sit there as everyone drove around us, looking at us like, what the fuck? Anyways, getting back to the golf thing. So out here, one of my pet peeves is fucking people who's the first people in line. Your job, you get out into the intersection. You get out into the intersection, right? And you make sure that not only the person behind you, the person behind you, behind the person behind you. There you go. 2 fucking cars back. Jesus, Bill. You know, that's how I feel like when I'm golfing. I swear to God, one of these times I'm going to fucking, I got this GoPro for my birthday. It's still sitting on my desk, just mocking me, going, yeah, you thought you could figure this out, didn't you, Bill? Yeah, you really thought you were going to use this fucking thing. I would love to give a fucking tutorial on how to drive in LA. I really would. You know what I mean? And I'm talking just how to behave. There's too many fucking people out here. The traffic is fucking ridiculous. I just really want to do this. I'll even tell you how to be a good pedestrian. All right? You get in the crosswalk, you fucking hustle. Okay? You know what I mean? I've been walking, okay, and I'm approaching the intersection, and I see that person wanting to turn, and then they're looking at me like, fuck. You know what I do? I stop, I wave them through. Third base coach, waving like 5 cars through. Go ahead. Because the second this thing turns red, I can just run across. It'll be fine. 5 cars will fucking make it, and I'll get across. No biggie. Or I can be a douche and just completely not even pay attention to the situation you're in your car, acting like I've never been that guy, and just stroll across the street, and I'll fuck at least 2 people out of the light. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about right now? I'm talking about having a little bit of empathy. Which brings me to Colin Kaepernick. Oh, what a segue. I am not going to watch... I'm not going to watch any part of this story. Only thing I'm just going to listen to what he says, which is, I think, I'm not going to sit here and these fucking assholes on sports radio are going to try to get me all fucking stirred up like what he's doing is going to somehow bring down this country. And second of all, like, I cannot sit there and listen to a bunch of people act like they don't understand where this is coming from. You know what I mean? This is a good time, I think. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I think this is, for me personally, I'm like, you know what? I'm a white male heterosexual. I can basically, within reason, do whatever the fuck I want to do. Here's a guy who's making zillions of fucking dollars and he still feels this way. This is, I should probably shut the fuck up and listen to what he has to say, as opposed to all of these soapbox cunts. Saw this person, like, of course, shows a picture of a soldier who lost both his fucking legs and writes all this fucking bullshit. And I so wanted to just tweet to the person, be like, hey, let me ask you a question. What's that soldier's name? What happened to that person? Are they being taken care of? Do you know anything about that person? Will you just fucking hoard out the worst fucking thing that obviously has happened in this guy's fucking life is for your own political propaganda? I don't know. I can't even talk about it. I just can't stand white people who act like they don't understand. I don't know. But something, I can't even get mad because I'm a hypocrite. Everybody's a fucking hypocrite. There's literally people out there, they're going to chastise that guy and act like they don't understand what he's talking about and completely not in touch with the fact that if he moved into their neighborhood, let's just say he was unknown and a black guy moved into their neighborhood, that, how not thrilled they would be. You know what I mean? It's just the amount of fucking people out there. It's fucking hilarious. If you read half the shit that people are writing, they say, this guy should be lucky he's in this fucking country, blah, blah. And then in the middle of that are writing racist shit. That's why I think this is a great thing. I think it's great that he's doing it. And it's just a way to open up a little conversation. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to turn into a bunch of people fucking yelling at each other, as it always does. And then, unfortunately, nothing's going to get changed. It's going to be a bunch of people going, my kid's in the fucking Navy. My uncle fought in Vietnam for your freedom, buddy. If you don't like it, go back to fucking Swahili, or whatever the fuck they're going to say. Completely ignoring the fact that, there's been an astounding level of cell phone video over the last couple of years. Can you at least admit that? Of some pretty questionable fucking / murderous behavior. All this shit your whole life that you heard black people saying was happening. Now there's video. And I'm not saying all cops are bad. I'm not saying everybody black is fucking innocent. I'm just saying I've seen a lot of fucking people black pinned on the fucking ground, no hopes of getting up, shot in the back or just shot in the fucking chest. So you can't, if you're a fucking rational human being, regardless of color, can you really sit there and act like you don't understand where that's coming from? So I don't want to listen to, I don't know. You can't fucking, you're going to argue with somebody on their experience. Let me tell you something. Your idea of how your life's going is wrong. And I can say that because I'm over here living my own fucking life. So anyways, I think it's great that he's fucking doing it. And hopefully it goes into in a positive direction. Because you know what? I don't think any cop wants to go out and shoot somebody that's innocent either. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. I have no fucking idea what's going on, but I definitely think something ought to be discussed. There. Now I'm off my fucking soapbox. But I'm hoping more people than not won't respond to this guy with fucking anger. I really don't think that that's the way to go about it. But in my heart of hearts, I know that that's what's going to happen. I know he's going to get booed on the road by a bunch of fucking lunatics, and it's going to be ugly. It's going to be fucking ugly, and there's going to be people holding up signs, and they're going to make his life experience about them, which I think is a selfish thing to do at this point, okay? Nobody's saying that, anybody who fights for this country isn't a hero. Nobody's saying that. I think this guy's just saying, hey, my group of people is getting murdered. Innocent people are getting murdered, and this needs to stop. How you could be against that, I don't know, and how you would then somehow wrap your fucking life into his shit when, at least I can't do that when I can drive down the fucking street. You have a fucking hilarious story. One time my brother-in-law, right, was going to move across this country, and he was driving across the country in this sheer panic my wife and my mother-in-law had. It was instantly a sketch to me. Because I'm thinking, you're driving across the country. You got to do Route 66, make sure you hit the arch. And they are in full-on panic mode, going, don't drive at night. Only stop in major cities. Do not get off the highway in the middle of major cities. Like they were in, you would think that he was in Russia. And, I mean, right there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine fucking driving across the country, and if you get pulled off in the middle of nowhere, there could be a chance you could get shot to death just because you're reaching for your license? And I'm not saying it's fucking everybody and all that shit, but that is actually a something that could happen to a citizen in this fucking country is pretty crazy. So, I don't know. I already said I was off my soapbox. But I was instantly just picturing that as a sketch. That would be like a great Chappelle Show sketch. Now, would it be a great one, Bill? Well, I think Chappelle could make it great. How about that? Just have the really white guy in the background. You got to see Old Faithful. You know who's big on Route 66? Europeans. I don't know what propaganda they sent them over there, but they are fucking all about. I've met more goddamn people when I go over to Europe that they always, have you ever driven Route 66? I'm like, dude, I barely know where it is. I know Santa Monica's a part of it. And I want to say it starts somewhere in Illinois. Does it start out of Chicago? I don't know, but they're all about it. They're all about coming over here, renting a classic car. And so many of them have done it. They showed me the pictures. I'm like, fuck, I had to do that. Why don't I get out there, Big Daddy Don Garlits? All right, let me read a little bit of advertising here for the fucking week. All right, go. You guys are eventually going to figure out my fucking podcast because I have to mutter it to myself every time I fucking do this shit. I always fuck it up. Hey, let me hit pause so you don't have to go through this torture. Okay, just like that, we're back. All right. Let's do a couple of reads here for the week. The Tim Ferriss Show, everybody. You know what? We here at the Monday Morning Podcast are huge fans of the Tim Ferriss Show, which was selected as one of iTunes' best of 215. Now, the Monday Morning Podcast wasn't. His show was. Look how big I'm being right now. I could be all upset. Have a podcast protest. The podcast has been downloaded by more than 80 million times. Jesus Christ. And in each episode, Tim deconstructs world-class performers from every walk of life, business, sports, art, investing, or more, to find the tools, tactics, and routines you can use. Favorite books? Check. Morning routines? Checked. And that's just the beginning. Past guests have included the great Arnold Schwarzenegger, Laird Hamilton, serial billionaire Peter Thiel. The stories are captivating and the lessons will help you upgrade your life. Just visit 4hourworkweek.com/Tim. That's 4hourworkweek.com. FOURHOUR workweek/TIM. Jesus, no wonder he's got 80 million. You know what I mean? He just appealed to me all the way down to people who are illiterate. The fact that the copy had to spell out 4 hour and the name Tim. Is that TEM? I can't find it. All right, Loot Crate. Give me the loot. Looking for gear, collectibles, houseware, and more from your favorite pop culture franchises? We've got you covered. Loot Crate offers a range of geek and gamer items for less than $20 a month. Want to bring your loot to the next level? Get a bigger box, even bigger loot with Loot Crate DX. If you're more the type to wear your geeky heart on your sleeve, then Lootwear. Our monthly wearables and accessory subscription is what you're looking for. Get ready for September's high-octane theme, Speed. This month, Loot Crate, give me the loot, has a high-octane assortment of goodies from Batman, CW's The Flash, is that country and western? And Arrow, Battlestar Galactica, Iron Man, and Gone in 60 Seconds. If you have a style need, you'll love Speed Lootwear collection featuring Sonic socks like Seattle. Sonic socks for when you gotta go fast. A Transformers wearable for your world-saving needs. A winning Mario Kart tee. And more. I have no idea what any of this shit is. This Lootwear collection is going to zoom away quickly. Come on and zoom. You have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, that's it. It's over. Make sure to head down to www.lootcrate.com/Burr and enter the code Burr to save $3 off on any new subscription. I don't know what any of that is. All right, Framebridge, everybody. Not Cambridge. Framebridge. You got empty walls. You got something special you want to frame? Well, God damn it, you're never going to do it because it takes too long, it costs too much money, and it's a pain in the fucking ass. Remember when cameras weren't part of your phone? The way we take pictures has changed, but the way we frame them hasn't until now. Framebridge.com is the easy way to frame the things you love. Well, I immediately thought, well, I love drums. What am I going to do? Fucking frame a cymbal? Some people do that, though. From the treasure trove of photos on your phone to posters and artwork, FrameBridge makes it easy and affordable. Just go to framebridge.com and pick out the frame you want, or let their designers help you choose. You can even preview your... I just pictured some 8-year-old in El Salvador, like that's his job. You know, gets paid like 30 cents a day. You can preview their item in any frame style. They'll send you a prepaid package to ship your item safely, or you can simply upload a picture onto the FrameBridge site or your app. You can even upload a picture directly from Instagram. They can't make it any more easy. The expert team at FrameBridge will custom frame your items in days, not weeks or months, and deliver your finished piece directly to your door, ready to hang. In style, called FrameBridge, the genius sites that makes framing easy. You know what I'm going to fucking do? You know something? When I was over in England, I sold out a show, and they sent me this little fucking picture of selling out the Apollo Hammersmith. So fucking cool. Looks like I sold 1 million albums or something as opposed to selling a couple hundred fucking tickets. But of course it came here and it's all cracked up. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. Thank God there's FrameBridge. All right, FrameBridge offers happiness and a guarantee. Their team gives each item personal care and attention because meeting your expectations is as important as meeting their own. Instead, I think it's a little less important. At the end of the day, you got to make your money. You can be homeless. They're just talking pictures. Instead of the hundreds you pay at a framing store, their prices start at $39 and all the shipping is free. Jesus fucking Christ, this is too much copy. And right now, when you go to framebridge.com and use the promo code Burr, you'll save an additional 15% off your first order. Just go to framebridge.com, promo code Burr, framebridge.com, promo code Burr. All right, how many more of these? I got to break this up. The fuck is it? What do we got left here? Okay, we got 2 more. Simply Safe and MVMT watches. I'll read that shit later. Anyways, let's talk Formula One racing, everybody. Did anybody watch the fucking Belgian Grand Prix? I watched the replay of it. Thank God. I want to thank whoever texted me going, you watching this fucking race? Because I thought they were off for all of August. Congratulations to Nico Rosberg. I don't know if that puts him back in front. I should probably look this shit up. Okay, through the magic of the pause button. I just looked it up. Formula One standings. Lewis Hamilton still in front. 232 points to Nico Rosberg's 223. But I think it was really important to come out of the break and for Nico to get a win. I don't know what happened with Lewis. For some reason, he started in 25th. 25th fucking place. For some reason, he had a bunch of penalties or something. It's like he had a bunch of parking tickets, and he's like, well, I'll just pay him all at this race. And they stuck him at the back of the race. And because he's one of the greatest drivers ever, or at least right now, he went from 25th to 3rd. The guy still made the podium, which was pretty, which is pretty amazing. Oh, look at all this. They got all the gossip here. I've never seen more people bumping into each other yesterday's race. It was fucking unreal. In the first turn, the Ferrari team, they slammed into each other while this other cunt was trying to cut down low. And then he says to his team, oh, they ran into me. It's like, dude, what were you driving on the sidewalk? Whatever the fuck you call it. So anyway, somebody said Max Verstappen will cause a massive accident sooner or later if he does not change his driving tactics. Ferrari driver Kimi Räikkönen says, he must have ran into him. Räikkönen was angry after an incident during Sunday's Belgian Grand Prix, the latest of series of controversies related to the Dutchman's driving. The Finn said, if I had not braked, we would have had a massive accident. It will happen sooner or later if he doesn't change. I am fine with good, hard racing, but that is not correct. Räikkönen swore over the radio because of a tactic Red Bull's Verstappen had adopted. Verstappen isn't with Red Bull, my fault. Has adopted repeatedly this year, which is to drive in the middle of the track and only make a defensive move at the last moment when he sees which way the driver attacking is coming. Verstappen, Räikkönen, and Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel collided at the first corner of the race, with all 3 cars suffering damage, but it was an incident on the Kemmel Straight later in the race that angered the Finn. Other guys defend, but they do it correctly. Yeah, I guess you're only allowed to make one move. If somebody's going around you, you're allowed to make one move to get in front of them, but you can't start fucking zigzagging back and forth. Man, it's just, I can't believe I finally got into this shit. And as you can listen, if you actually watch this stuff, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I really enjoy it. And yesterday's race was the kind of race that I wish they were all like. I think when they're fucking bumping into each other, it was like fucking Mad Max. And this track was crazy. Where they had like major fucking downhills. So you'd be coming up the hill, and I learned yesterday, they call it compression. The car's, sticking to the fucking ground, so you got a lot of traction. Then you come up over that hill, and they say the road falls away from you, which really made my fucking stomach drop. Because they're driving like, 180 miles an hour with the road dropping away from them. Now you're like coming out of the seat, and this guy in this fucking yellow car came up over, he lost it, he got it, and then he just fucking... It's unreal. If you saw what the car looked like after this guy's accident, you would have thought that like a family of 5 was dead. And he got out, his ankle was a little tweaked. I don't understand why they can't make our cars like that. We just put on helmets and just drive like fucking lunatics. Did I mention to you guys how bad I want to buy a motorcycle again? I can't fucking do it because everybody just tells me I'm going to fucking die. But I really want to buy... I want to buy a fucking bike so bad. I miss it, man. I fucking miss it. I want to get that Ducati, that Duval one, that cruiser. Have it all in black, and then on the side, just right underneath where it says the name of the bike, just have that little Italian flag sticker on it. That's all I want to do. And I want to get up at Saturday and Sunday morning at like 6 in the fucking morning. Because I had jet lag and I was walking my dog. I'm like, this is the time to fucking ride. There's nobody on the road. Slow down at every intersection. Just look. Take it through the gears, Fuck. Everybody. Last night I was talking to somebody. No, you can't do it. I've had fucking 3 friends of mine. They died. And I'm like, yeah, but they were young, driving like maniacs. No, they were great riders. Somebody else hit them. I'm just like, fuck. Why can't they? I wish they could come up with like a suit you could wear. Right? Where right as you get hit, what is that thing, that stupid thing you put on your desk that people have where you can totally compress the thing or open, it's like a toy, or you can open it up into this big ball. You ever seen that toy for kids? It's a little plastic ball. You can make it as a really small ball and you can make a big one. What if you just had that thing, right? Because it would be heavy as fuck. I don't know. The solution is that you always just make carbon fiber. Always seems to be the solution, which evidently is flammable. Is that what I'm seeing? I have no fucking idea. Can't be, right? It always just seems, well, carbon fiber, the particles, when they go to make it, like the underneath the guy's car's on fire a little bit. Anyways, why can't they just have something like that? So when you get knocked off your bike, somehow it senses it. This is in the perfect world. And it just expands. This giant ball around you. And the ball takes the hit, right? And you're inside of it, right? Isn't there a fucking way to do that? I mean, I could Skype with somebody on the other side of the planet and there's no delay as they're talking to me, and you can't come up with some sort of fucking suit that allows a fucking freckled cunt like me to ride down the street. Oh, my God. If you go to Europe, there's no way to not get into motorcycles because there's so many people over there riding them. And I got into it fucking hardcore again. And I'm trying to, I'm waiting for that thing to go away, and it's not going away. But I just rode like twice a fucking week, 6 to 7. Yeah, I know. I'll tell you right now, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Everybody has to ruin it. Why does this fucking business have to be in this city? Why can't it just be like in Montana? Just in the middle of fucking nowhere. Just a bunch of self-centered cunts in the middle of that giant fucking state. And then you could go out and cruise on a bike. Just don't understand why it has to be here. Of all the fucking places to pick. They had to pick here, in the middle of a goddamn desert. I always say desert and then desert because of the late, great Greg Giraldo. When you talk about the troops writing home during the Civil War, like how eloquent their writing was as opposed to during the Gulf War. Hey, it's fucking hard to not have your balls sticking against your leg as you're sitting out here in the desert. Fuck, I missed that guy. All right, let's read some questions here. For some reason, after all the ignorance you just heard, believe it or not, people actually write into me and they ask for my advice, knowing that I have no background in psychology whatsoever. All right, so here you go. It's your own fucking risk. It's your own risk. All right, Kenya. Hi, Bill. I'm a Bostonian, like yourself. I'm a suburban outside of Boston, all right? Get it right. okay? I lived in a cul-de-sac and played street hockey, okay? I wasn't down in Southeast stealing cars, good at math, liking apples. It's a whole different breed of tough guy, all right? I had Legos, I had Lincoln Logs, I had a tree fort, okay? All right, I'm a Bostonian like yourself. That has a question for you. My wife is Kenyan, and we have a place near Nairobi National Park. The government is ramming a railroad straight through the middle of the park in clear violation of the environmental efforts put in place by past generations for the betterment of the Kenyan people. This park is considered a World Heritage Site, and this construction would be devastating. Would you be willing to champion this cause with your connections? What connections do I have to stop a railroad being built in Kenya? I mean, not going to lie to you, my last couple of specials were pretty damn good, but I don't know if I can stop. He goes, I hope just to bring attention to this cause as it is being implemented very rapidly before people can complain about it. I can assure you this is a very good cause and deserves the attention of anyone who values nature. Now, I'm off to fight in the traffic on the Jamaica way. All right, wait a minute. Well, if you send me a fucking link or something, I can definitely retweet it. But I think the best thing for your cause would not be me to be a spokesperson, as long as I don't have to speak about it. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to read. Even if I read up on it, I'm going to stutter. It's just going to, it's going to come across as a dope, right? But yeah, just tweet me a link today, and I will retweet it. And I don't know. I mean, they're not listening to their own people. They listen to a fucking comedian in L.A. Don't downplay yourself, Bill. Everything counts. Well, fuck it then. I'll go positive, okay? I'll join the goddamn cause. I'll say, don't build that railroad through that park. And then they'll say, well, what's your other solution? You got an alternative? And I'll say, no, I don't. All right, concert story. Hey there, Billy Vanilla Tits. That's a good one. A month ago, I took my niece, the little lady, and a couple of friends to a concert they wanted to see. I get free tickets to lots of shows, yada, yada. So I took them. We get there, and immediately I'm standing out in an ocean of teens to get into this thing. Another group of friends show up, and they're accompanied by one of the other girls' dads. So we say hello and walk into this situation. It's pretty slow at first. The opening band didn't have me in mind when they made music, but they were okay. The second band came on, and they sounded real familiar. The dad says to me, I heard about these guys from Bill Burr. They're amazing. So I'm like, fuck yeah, this guy knows about Burr. So after their set, we walk outside and decide, I would guess that was 21 Pilots, because I went to go see Mute Math, and they opened for 21 Pilots, and they had a very young crowd screaming like it was the fucking Beatles. So after their set, we walk outside and decide to have a couple of beers while the kids enjoy the main act that definitely didn't have us in mind when they made their music, and talked about, she talked about me and laughed our asses off in the lobby. What a turn. Not only did I get to stay with is this like a fluff piece? Why was this sent to me? I'm not saying that you sent the email. I'm just saying my fucking podcast guy. Not that I didn't want to stay with my niece, but I had an excuse to let her hang with the friends without me standing there. And if I didn't have this guy to talk to, I'd be the lone dude in the lobby, or even worse, on the floor watching the show. But it doesn't end there. All right, I'm guessing this is why the email was sent. Here we go. While I'm standing out there, a girl walks through and asks me what time it is because her phone died. I answered her, and a couple minutes later, we're talking about everything and anything. The other dad was a champ. He laughed at my joke and then peaced out when he saw things going well. What was going well? Not like some married dudes. What? This chick came. Wait a minute. What? Oh, I answered her, and a couple minutes later, we're, meaning you and the lady, were talking about everything and everything. The other dad was a champ. He laughed at my joke, then peaced out when he saw things going well. Oh, there's not enough guys like that. Right, Dad? He fucking made it look like this guy. He's holding court. There's a guy right there. That guy, he gets out in the intersection when the light turns green. He makes sure 2 cars behind him gets through. That's what I'm saying about that guy. He said, yeah, he made sure he peaced out when he saw things were going well. Not like some married dudes who don't get out much and feel the need to flirt so they have something to jack it to later. Anyways, I've gone out with this girl a bunch of times then and got into a new band that I love, whose name I won't name because you don't like to name names. All because of old Billy Original Recipe Tits. Thanks and go fuck yourself. Well, that's great. That's great. You know what? And that's a nice fucking story for all the cock blocks out there. You know what I mean? Those people who fucking cock block, I've never understood that. It's such like a, this is bad. Somehow I'm going to trash women in this. I'm the worst. I was going to say that's such like a female thing to do. You know? Chicks have that fucking thing where it's just like, well, if something good's not happening for me, then and everybody around me has to suffer. That's like the male version of that is the cock block. Well, if I'm not going to get laid, you're not getting laid. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? That's that fucking douche who throws the lady out of the way and jumps in the fucking lifeboat on the Titanic. That person, right? I don't know. How the fuck that's like male behavior, and I still ended up trashing women. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I mean, part of it is I have issues with women, obviously, but the other part is it's just so fucking fun to annoy them. Maybe that's my fault. Maybe that's my problem. Is it wrong that you'd rather annoy them than fuck them? Is that weird? Or is it just sort of a different approach? Oh, my God. The best people watching in the fucking world. Reno International Airport. That fucking Burning Man thing was coming in, and I was going on, everybody kept asking me, hilariously going, are you going to hang around and go to Burning Man? First of all, it was like 2-3 hours away from Reno, I guess. And secondly, it's like, dude, look at me. I was joking about that on stage. I'm a 48-year-old fucking bald white dude. I'm not going to show up there and freak everybody out. I look like a cop. Everybody's going to be in the middle of taking acid or whatever they're doing, and then I fucking show up looking like I have a walkie-talkie on my waist. I don't want to do that. That's some young kid shit. I hate when fucking people my age, right before they're just too fucking old to even hide it anymore. I hate when they still try to go to young people shit. It's over. It's not your time. You don't remember when you were... I remember back in the day when I would be in the clubs, way back in the day, old Billy Redface in the clubs. Won't bump it, don't bump it, don't bow. That girl is poison. Right? There'd always be that fucking old creep in there, and you just be looking at him. Like, I remember just looking at somebody who was like 35. Even like 27 started to seem old. Like, what the fuck are they still doing there? We were like 20, 21. Fake IDs getting this plane. There'd be somebody 27 in there. Like, what the? Dude, you should be like married with kids by now. That's what 27 seemed. Now here I am, 48. I don't, you know what? Who the fuck am I to tell you what to do? It's just my own personal choice. I like going to adult shit. I want to be with adults. I don't want to be, you know what I mean? I don't want to be around that shit. Oh, by the way, and speaking of young shit, I have to give a shout out to a DJ named Afrojack, who, I'm not going to lie to you, I never heard of the guy. I'm not in that fucking world, and everybody's sending me this thing where he took a clip of some shit. I guess I talked about DJs like a couple years ago. That's how it works on my podcast. I'll say something, and it takes like 2 years before anybody really hears it. Like that Kardashian thing or the Yoko Ono thing. Like I said, those, like I did the podcast, and it go like 2 years goes by, and then somebody who actually has a podcast with influence, like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan blew up the Yoko Ono thing. So, anyways, people were sending me this shit, and he did like do you call it a song? Is it a track? Is it a something else? I don't know what the fuck is. I don't know what the fuck it is. But he somehow lined the shit up, and he put me in a song, and as much as I still don't get what the fuck is going on, I want to thank the guy, because there's a bunch of young people in the crowd, and performers, you need that. You got to keep getting the next wave of young people. As your fans start to get older, they have kids and they can't even go out if they want to go out. You know what I mean? Like he probably just stopped me from going on cruise ships. He delayed that for another like 6 years. So thank you very much, Afrojack. I don't know if your name is Afrojack Like that's your first name, or your name's Jack and your nickname's Afrojack, like, Billy Red Tits. I don't know what it is, but I appreciate it. Thank you for, whatever the fuck, however you say it, however you kids say that shit. It's funny. I actually watched this thing one time with Nia recently, this documentary on DJ AM. Can I just say that again, and you guys, so I can make you cringe again? The fact that I, as old as I am, just said that name. On DJ AM, and I watched it, and I actually started to understand, like, I know there's an art to everything, but I actually was really starting to understand it. And Nia was talking about how one time she and a friend of hers were in New York and went to some fucking club, and that guy was DJing there, and she said it was like the sickest night ever of music. And, within 10 minutes of being in the club, everybody's like, who the fuck is the DJ? And then they figure out it's that guy, and I don't know what it is. I guess it's like what song leads into the next song, and you're changing the energy of the crowd, which I'm relating to stand-up, right? You don't open with your closing bit, but you got to open strong. Then you got to take them on a ride. You bring them up, and then they're gonna be burned out. You got 40 more minutes. What do? You take them down a little bit, and you start building it back up, down a little bit, and then you bring them a fucking, it's like wrestling. It's like when I did Stone Cold's fucking podcast. And you talk about how you bring them up, down, a little more higher, a little bit lower, a little higher, and then you get them right in that last fucking moment, and then they fucking explode and go nuts. So, I don't know. Having said that, well, I like seeing live drummers. That was that problem I had when I went to go see fucking Lady Gaga. Like, I can go see anybody if I can see the band. She had a band in a fucking house. They're like in this fucking castle, and she's riding around on a goddamn horse. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ, I believe was my quote. By the way, what the fuck's... Tony Romo right now, okay? If he was... It's hard to say this, because I could never retire from fucking stand-up. I don't feel I could. And obviously he loves football the way I love stand-up, I would think. But, like, this is the time to retire. This is the time to just say, you know what? Fuck this. It's like Ali, those last few fights. If he didn't have those, maybe it would have been a little bit different. I don't know. What the fuck am I to say that shit? But I don't know, man. You fucking break a bone in your back for the second fucking time. Jesus Christ. How fucking tough is that guy, by the way? Everybody always breaking his balls. And I probably shouldn't have said that shit, I don't know if he's married or if he's got a woman in his life, because what if I just gave her ammo and then I just ruined his breakfast? Tony, do you hear this? Do you hear this podcast? You hear what this person who never played organized football past the 4th grade said? Sorry. Look at that. I'm sitting there fucking shitting on cop blocks, and then I turn around and I make a move like that? What a fucking asshole. That's, you know what, Bill? That's just typical you. All right, let's read these last couple, and then I'll read a couple more fucking questions or whatever. All right, Simply Safe. Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe it's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month with no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home with Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts, none. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection. Kiefer Sutherland, named best in the industry. Security professionals watching, ready to instantly send the police. And it's just $14.99 per month. That's less than half off what the companies charge. Protect your home the smart way. Visit simplysafeburr.com. Go right now, and you also get free shipping on your order and a free keychain worth $25. A $25 keychain? The fuck is it made out of? It only takes a minute. That's simplysafeburr.com. Hey! Simplysafeburr.com. And finally, lastly but not leastly, MVMT watches. When you're in your early 20s and 30s, money can be tight. Just like the pussy you fuck. If you're not careful, dressing well can drain you quickly of your bank account, like spending $400 to $500 on a department store watch. There's some brands out there charging insane prices for watches. You know what? They're not even worth it. Well, if you want to look good, if you want to look great when you go out, but still have enough money to buy him or her a drink. Hilarious. Check out movementwatches.com. I've seen them before, and these watches are sharp. I hate when they say what I've seen. You sent me some. Yeah, they're nice watches. Originally founded by two broke college kids, Movement Watches cut out the middlemen and their big brand retail mock-ups in order to give you a stylish watch for an affordable price. Movement Watches start at just $95. A watch with department store quality for a fraction of the price. They're sleek and minimalistic, a modern twist on a classic style. Movement has grown organically purely by supporters like you. So join their more than 1 million social media followers and get a Movement watch today. Go to mvmtwatches.com/Burr, and they'll give you 15% off your entire purchase. mvmtwatches.com/Burr. All right. There we go. I think that's it. Okay, let's get back to the questions. Where are the questions? I'm a little out of sorts here. Okay. Oh, this will be a good one. Stand up at high school reunion. Oh, no. Oh, this just has fucking train wreck written all. If this is a comedian and they're going to do stand up at their high school reunion, that takes balls, man. All right, Bill, fuck you, sunscreen Burr. We've missed a couple reunions now. All my classmates are married with kids. I'm guessing your significant other. I've been doing local stand up for a while now, but that's been 2 hours away from where I grew up, and none of my classmates have seen it. SCENE. They haven't seen it. This is why it's great to get into show business, is you can be as dumb as me, and you can still be successful. Now, they've asked me to do a set for the reunion. I'll admit it's different for people you know, so your advice on going after the home crowd that knows you. Keep it clean, offensive, use your best shit regardless. What are your sunburned thoughts? My sunburned thoughts is you're out of your fucking mind. There is no fucking way. There is no fucking way I would do that gig. I'm going to stand up there in front of these fucking people that I knew for 15 years of my fucking life and haven't seen for 20 years. And I'm going to be, as I'm looking at them, trying to de-age their faces and figure out who the fuck is who. Oh, my God. And go right back to being like the pecking order. I'll tell you right now, you got balls. Like right now, the fact that you just said that, you know, I'm going to do stand-up at my high school reunion is the Spider moment in Goodfellas where he goes, why don't you go fuck yourself, Tommy? And then De Niro goes, oh! Just like that pause. Shoots him in the foot. He tells him to go fuck himself. You know, that's don't take no shit off nobody, right? Yeah, go ahead and, you know what, dude? I say you fucking do it. And this is the thing, dude. I would not hold back. I would give them both fucking barrels. The only thing you have to lose is if it goes bad, you're going to have a great panel story about bombing in front of people you haven't seen in 20 fucking years. My advice would be I would see the humor in this situation, how fucking ridiculous it is. That's what I would do. You know, I would make some sort of joke that, you know, after me, you know, fucking Joe Blow over here is a biologist. He's going to come up here for 10 minutes and look through a fucking microscope or some shit. I don't know what I would. I have no idea what I would do. But you know what? I've done something like that. I'm not going to lie to you. I've done something like that. I did stand up in a bar in my hometown, and it just so happened there was like, I don't know, there was like a table of people I went to high school with, and I'll never forget looking at them. The look on their face was, holy shit, that's that fucking guy I used to have snowball fights with. Like, they're not even listening to, they're just watching. This is the thing. They're psyched you're doing it. It's all about keeping your own fucking head together. And I'm not necessarily good about doing that. Like, I don't even like seeing the crowd before the show. I hate that. I hate when before I go into something, somebody goes, hey, Bill, looking forward to the show. Or like, hey, really like your stuff. I hate that because I always feel like, well, now what if I go in there and I bomb? Or what if you don't like my shit? And then you already said that you liked me, and then you're going to feel bad that you said that because I stunk. Like, after the show, I'll talk to people. After it went well and I felt like I gave you your money's worth, then I'm fine. But I feel like if I get compliments on the way in, I'm like taking out a loan. Does that make any sense? I don't know. So, anyways, all I gotta say is you got more balls than I do. And if that sounds weird and disjointed, like from my last thought, it's because I had to hit pause and go fucking shut off the air conditioner. Oh, it's gonna be a fucking hot one today, you know? All right, I think this is the last one here. The last question. All right, last question here. Ex-girlfriend's sister. Hey, Billy Bergenstocks. I'm 26 and still in love with my high school sweetheart. We've been on and off again for 10 years and have gone through a lot, to say the least. Jesus Christ, yes. I just got back from a 2-week vacation with her where everything was perfect and we had the time of our lives. This is the woman I want to start a family with, and it became more and more apparent on this trip. Congratulations. What could go wrong? Here's the thing. I slept with her sister on a drunken, blacked out night 3 years ago while me and her were not together and were on bad terms. Oh boy. My heart was broken and I had a lot of resentment. I was 23, drunk, weak. Shut the fuck up, dude. You had a dick. You fucking jerked off to her while you were dating her other sister. Get the fuck out of here. Don't fucking come at me. I got a dick too, all right? Don't fuck. And her younger sister came on to me. Oh my God, you victim. Things were different then and I was a mess. Listen, I'm not saying you weren't fucking heartbroken. You were fucking psyched the next day. There you go. You know what? You just got to check off a whole family. All you got left to do is bang their mother. That's got to be called something like the Grand Slam. You know, like when Tiger Woods won 4 in a row, and they were saying he won the Grand Slam. You won all 4 majors. Would be if you bang the mother and all the daughters. That would be the Grand Slam. The amount of guys laughing right now while the women are pissed. Well, a year or so later, me and my high school sweetie started talking again and started to become close, leading up to where it is now. I had an unbelievable guilt for what I did with their sister, the closer me and this girl got years later. It is the only thing that I haven't been honest with her about, and I had to tell her, you fucking idiot. No, you didn't. You should have talked to your sister and been like, look, what are we going to do here? You know? Is it? How does it make things better that you told her? That's such a... And then, like, for the rest of their fucking lives, that's going to be a problem between the two of them. Ah, Jesus. You shouldn't have said shit and just waited till 20 years later when the sister, you know, who never got married gets fucking hammered and you go, yeah, well, I fucked your husband 25 years ago. And at that point, you know, what are you going to do? You'd be like, yeah, it was in the fucking 2000s. What do you want from me? Anyways, he goes, well, a year or so later, me and the high school sweetie started talking again, blah, 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 blah. I had an unbelievable guilt. So I had to tell. So the last night of our vacation, oh my God, we were laying in bed and I told her everything. I took a slap. She was crying for hours. And it was as ugly as you can imagine. Well, you know what, dude? I commend you. You got it off your fucking chest. He goes, I feel terrible and am torn on if it was the right decision to tell her. My friends are giving me mixed answers, and I would like an outside perspective from someone who I respect greatly. Well, Jesus, well, I appreciate you respect me. I don't know, do you? If it was really bugging you and you felt like you had to tell her, good, you told her. You know? Now you don't have to worry about that fucking thing coming out of nowhere. He goes, it is still fresh and everything is confusing on what is next. We love each other very much, but obviously I fucked up big time. Do you think this relationship stands a chance? I really hope it does, but I'm worried I ruined it. She seems to be getting through it better than I thought after her first reaction. She told me she loves me, but I really hurt her and she needs some space because when I'm... she needs some space. I hope you don't have a brother. Because when I'm with her, okay, she told me she loves me, but I really hurt her, and she needs some space because when I'm with her, she can't be mad at me. I'm not a scumbag, and this is completely out of character for me to do. I just made a terrible mistake. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. I will say, the fact that you actually feel this level of guilt, you're a better man than me, because I wouldn't have said shit. I just would have just been like, well, I hope this doesn't fucking come out someday while we're having pumpkin pie over Thanksgiving. And I bet there's a lot of people out there that live with that secret. My thing is not only the cowardly self-preservation that I would try to have, I'm also thinking, like, this is how I would have handled that situation. I either wouldn't have said shit, or I would just break up with her and just walk away from it. Because I wouldn't say, hey, by the way, I banged your sister. And then for the rest of their life, they have to fucking deal with that. When I'm the piece of shit that did it. But I have to commend you that you actually felt that level of guilt and said something, because I don't know. So it sounds to me that you're going to get past it. So the good thing is that now you don't have to worry about that fucking grand piano fall crashing down on your fucking life someday. So that's the upside. Maybe there's an upside that you told her where she'll have faith in you that, like, wow, this guy actually feels guilt about stuff like that, so I can trust him. We were broken up while it happened. Let me see if I can get Nia in here for this one. Hang on a second. All right, the magic of the pause button again. The lovely Nia is here.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I was watching the VMAs because you refused last night, and we were
No, because I was watching the car race.
Is that Formula One?
Formula One.
Is it called? Yeah, I said it sounded like a swarm of killer bees. It's a lot longer than I thought it was.
Okay. They go into the corners?
Yeah, I know what, yeah.
Little PlayStation fucking Game Boy they have for a steering wheel now?
I didn't know they had to go around 44 times. That's a lot of times.
Well, it's a long track. It's like a 4.25 mile track.
What?
Yeah, they're going like 200 miles an hour. You can't fucking have them drive around a parking lot.
Oh my God. I know, but yeah, it was just a lot longer than I thought. And then,
yeah, the first time you go to a racetrack, you can't believe how fucking big it is. Mm-hmm. Like I've gone by Talladega, and it just keeps going, and you're like, oh yeah, they're driving like 180 miles an hour.
Yeah, so it's got to be long. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and then I fell asleep, so I wasn't able to catch up on all the moments that everyone's talking about. I don't know what anyone's talking about, but
the VMAs.
Yeah, I have to go and watch.
And obviously
stuff.
They're not on MTV, but they're all online.
Yes, videos are still produced and made, because you're always like, they don't even make videos anymore. They do make music videos, but they're all
how do I say it?
They don't even make music videos anymore. But they're all online. But they do make them, and they still have big budgets too. So
that was going to be my next question. All right, ex-girlfriend's sister. Oh, Jesus. All right, really quickly, this guy, all right, I'll give you the abridged version. I've been on and off again for 10 years, just got back from a 2-week vacation with her. Everything was perfect. We had the time of our lives. This is the woman I want to start a family with. Here's the thing. I slept with his sister on a drunken, blacked out night 3 years ago while we met. While me and her were not together and we're on bad terms. My heart was broken. I had a lot of resentment. I was 23, drunk, weak, and her younger sister came on to me.
I don't know. I tell you, that's a rough one. That's a real rough one.
You like how he makes himself the victim?
Yeah, she came on to me. Okay.
I said earlier, dude, I have a dick too. Don't fucking lie to me.
Exactly. Stop it.
I said you rubbed one out to her before you fucking...
Yes, the seeds have been planted for a while that you've been wanting to fuck the sister. Don't try to act like, oh, I was so heartbroken. You and the sister are both dirty.
Okay. So here's the deal. He goes, he felt terrible the last night of the vacation. He couldn't deal with the guilt, so he told her.
Oh my God.
He goes, I took a slap. She was crying for hours, and it was as ugly as you can imagine.
Yeah.
All right. She told me she loves me, but I really hurt her, and she needs some space because when I'm with her, she can't be mad at me. I'm not a scumbag, and this is completely out of character for me to do. I just made a terrible mistake. So he's basically saying, Do you think the relationship stands a chance? I really hope it does, but I'm worried I ruined it. She seems to be getting through it better than I thought after her first reaction. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. You fucked her sister. It's over. That's it.
You think so?
Yeah, because, I mean, maybe there are some people who are more emotionally evolved than I am, but I couldn't get back. Like, that's her sister. Like, her sister's not going anywhere. And, like, how's it going to be at, like, Thanksgiving and Christmas and, like, all that kind of stuff? Like, you're just going to avoid each other or just kind of, like, it's weird. I mean, maybe the three of them can have
a threesome.
No,
and just get it out of the way. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
You can't have a threesome with your sister. That's disgusting. That's gross. I would never want to see my sister
stand there talking to each other, and he's behind them.
Yeah, talking to each other.
Hey, remember we went to the water park?
Oh no, stop. Unless the three of them sit down and both this guy and the sister are so repentant and so whatever, but like you'd never be able to trust them. You'd never be like, oh yeah, can you guys run out and like, you know, get some extra sugar and more groceries?
Try not to rock each other.
Exactly. So, and that's the thing. She might be okay with him now, but in the end, she's going to choose her sister. Like that, no matter how her sister betrayed her, that's the sister. So you are disposable. You're just like the dude. That's her family. So if you think that you really have a chance.
But I feel like they're done too.
Her and the sister?
Yes.
Her and the sister will probably get past it.
Look, I have to say,
long ways from now, and it'll probably always still be there. But because they're family, I mean, family betrays each other all the time.
Here's the thing. I think what she did was worse than what he did.
The sister?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. If we're gonna like put them on who was the worst person in the situation, the sister, 100%.
So here's what I learned.
You never do that.
If you're with a woman, okay, and you guys break up and blah blah blah. If her sister comes on to you, like you are effectively ending that relationship forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only
do you think he
the
should have told her?
With her and the relationship.
Do you think
he
should have told her?
The thing about it is that he told her because he felt guilty. So it was to unburden his own conscience because it wasn't real. Because there's nothing in telling her that would make her feel better. And oh my God, thank you so much for being honest with me. That's the sister. So I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that.
Is nothing commendable that he had such guilt that he had to tell her?
Not really, because people are burdened with guilt all the time. And they like, oh, I just had to get it off my chest. And it's like, great, congratulations, it's off your chest. Now I feel shitty. So was that really for me or was that for you?
Nia Renee Hill coming here bringing the lumber.
Yeah, I'm not with that whole like, well, at least he was honest with you. It's like, for what? For me? No. That was all for him to unburden
I never
himself.
looked at it that way. Wow.
Yeah. Not that I don't think apologies are worthwhile or it's not like I don't think that you should apologize for something you did wrong, but I just feel like you really need to question.
I was really hoping that's what you were saying.
Yeah. You really need to question your motivations for confessing something of this level. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you really trying to do? A lot of times people are just trying to unburden themselves.
Well, that's what I was saying. The best thing now is he got it out there, so he doesn't have to worry about that grand piano coming crashing down into his life someday. Like I'm saying, when they're having like fucking Thanksgiving dinner.
What I want to know is what is going on between the girl and the sister. Because obviously, that's no sister. That's no real, I don't know. That's what I'm more interested in. You know what's
something else? Why that's fucked up is because now you know that the parents know. You know?
You think she would have told the parents, like, Mom,
but if they know,
Stephanie fucked my boyfriend.
Yeah, and then they got to be like, oh my God, we raised a whore.
And I don't think that she's a whore.
I'm not saying she's not a whore. I'm saying, but
people make mistakes, but that's
issues.
No, that's beyond.
That's a power thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's a total power thing.
It is. I wonder if this was a younger sister. And I wonder, like, who knows? But that's what I'm more intrigued about now. It's like, what's going to happen with these sisters? You know? That's some deep shit right there. So, I don't know.
Because that's like a power thing on her thing, saying, like, you know, as much as you're into her, you still can't fucking resist me. What is it?
Yeah, maybe so. Because who does that? Who goes after...
Nia, let us into the female mind.
I can't let you in on that. That's not a female thing. That's like a dirty ass hoe, bitch, nasty person. I don't know what that's like. I would never go after a relative's like significant other.
So where do you draw the line?
What do you mean?
Coworker. So you're not... Just so the people know, because you really have strong opinions on this. So I want to know.
I do.
So family, obviously.
Yeah, no,
hey,
you don't
it's
do
about
that.
the family.
Yeah.
If this
is a person that is clearly in a relationship with somebody else, and you know they've been together,
I
like,
want to know.
that.
I want to know where you draw the line. Coworker, you guys occasionally have lunch together.
With the sister's coworker?
Yeah, and there's something the guy's got, like he does like the paisley tie with the suspenders. You know that.
Oh, can't resist that.
Yeah, you guys always go nuts about that. No belt,
no
suspender.
belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you have suspenders, you don't need a belt. So, but anyway,
What if he has both? Suspenders and a belt, and then you think like,
then
well,
I don't
this
know
guy,
what it is that you're trying to do.
Well, maybe
why would you have both?
Wouldn't that like get that thing, that female thing, where like you'd feel safe? Like this guy's really going to have he's going to have an alarm system and a gun.
Yeah, I know.
And a sword.
And wear 2 condoms? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah, no. I mean, if they're not involved, if they're not like in a real relationship.
Neighbors.
Then
neighbor.
It's not
would you bang a neighbor?
Would I bang like my sister's neighbor?
No, not your sister's. No, we're taking family out of it.
Oh,
I'm saying where is the line where it's just like, well, whatever, bitch, you know. Isn't that how you guys say it? You put the hand up, whatever, bitch.
But what are you talking about?
I'm saying, because you're saying, like, that's family, you can't fucking do that. I was just trying to find a comedic angle here. Now
I see what you mean. I mean...
Neighbor, 2 streets over, your neighbor knew them, invited you over, and you went over there.
You know what? I have a real-life example of this.
The guy was an architect.
Okay, all right. I got it. I have a real-life example of this. During my prom... my senior prom, I went with somebody else.
You're dirty. Yep.
Wait a minute. I went with somebody who was just a friend, okay? But my friend, yes, Biz Markie. He was just a friend. But my friend went to the prom with this guy that she had just met, and they were set up by another friend. He went to a different school, so they didn't really like know each other.
Here come the justifications. They just met. They were set up by friends, so I'm totally innocent.
So
just say the dirty thing you did.
We really connected during prom, and like, as you know, that was not what happened. As you know, my prom did not end that great. My parents like came and like took me from this house that I was in because I was dumb enough, to tell them the truth. I called my parents because I was supposed to spend the night at a girlfriend's house, but instead we were going to be hanging out at this boy's house. His older sister was there. There was a whole bunch of us, but we were hanging out. I was having such a great time that I called my parents and I said, hey, just so you know, I'm staying here. My mom completely flipped out, and she and my stepfather came and like extracted me from the home. So that's how my prom ended.
Exactly.
So it didn't end on it was a very traumatic, but
great parents.
Ultimately, they did the right thing. But anyway, me and this guy ended up connecting, and we ended up like dating afterward. So, you know,
oh, that's different. I thought you were saying like, you know,
like we went in the bathroom,
went into the front part of the limo and put the window up.
No. But it wasn't her boyfriend. They had just met. I think she definitely felt some type of way about it, you know.
Only because he chose you over her.
Exactly.
You guys didn't have any sort of like friendship?
No, she and I were really good friends.
No, that's not good. Oh, that's a rough one.
But it wasn't her boyfriend.
There's been a lot of rough ones here. A lot of rough ones.
And we dated for a while. We dated up until, you know, like I went to college basically, and that was the end of that. So it wasn't like this long-term, you know, torrid affair. It wasn't like he was my first love or anything. He was just really cute and a football player and liked Bob Marley. You know, hey, what can I say?
Oh, I'm sordid details here. All right. Well, that's the podcast for this week. Geez, you came hard this week. You came hard. You really fucking just put that guy. You just said, you know what? That's it. It's a fucking wrap. And you know what? I think you're right. Mm-hmm. I think you're right. I can say that.
Yeah.
As I sit here in my
Thank
PJs.
you. Yeah.
How long have I had these fucking... I've had these as long as I've known you. These fucking pajama bottoms. There's two things that'll never die. Pajamas will never get holes in them.
Right.
And sweatpants. You cannot kill sweatpants that are made out of that fucking... I think I'm going to go do some breakdance. Mm-hmm. What was that? Boogaloo something or other? Whatever the fucking movie is.
Boogaloo.
Yeah. Whatever that fucking movie. Electric Boogaloo?
Breaking.
Electric Boogaloo, right?
Right.
Is that
was the second
Breaking
one.
2?
Electric
Boogaloo. That was such a weird period where all those dance movies are coming out. You know, one of the worst dance movies of all time is Footloose. That is some of the worst dancing ever.
It's not great dancing. It's pretty peak white dancing, but it's still a fun movie. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because it's how you can fucking sit through the excruciating dances in that movie and
that
still
movie
see
is fun and it's cute and it's like
because it's a town where
it's a small town and they ban dancing. That's right, because dancing invokes
was
the
that
devil.
An off-Broadway play that they turned into a fucking...
They made it into a Broadway show, of course, because they always
That's
do.
where it should have stayed.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should have to decide to go.
Kevin Bacon was hot in it. Remember that part where he goes and he does that solo dance out of frustration in the barn and he's like flipping around on the beams and the ceiling along the barn and he's, no?
Was that the Billy Squier video?
Who's Billy Squier?
Billy Squier, the poor bastard. The guy was a fucking rock star.
This guy that you were like obsessed with watching all of his videos when we were on vacation?
Yeah, because when I was watching him live in like Detroit, I was like, this guy was a fucking rock star. You got to see the video. It's so bad.
I remember. You showed me the video.
Did I show you when he was crawling on his fucking... I feel bad piling on, but like...
I know. The guy already feels like it ended his career. What are you doing?
I know, and I said I wouldn't do it. I said I wouldn't do it, and here I am. No, I don't know what it is. It's the...
You need to apologize to Billy Squier and get that off your chest.
Off my chest.
While he still feels shitty about it.
Oh, by the way, his drummer, I guess, is pronounced Schoonard. Bobby Schoonard. I'm reading through that book, and I'm reading that WBCN book, which is fucking great. Mm-hmm. All right, that's it. That's the podcast for this week. Thank you for stopping by, Nia.
Thank you for
Always
having me.
with your wonderful advice, your stories, your general adorability.
Aww.
The dog needs to go for a walk.
Yep.
Take her around. Hey, Cleo, you want to go outside? Look at that look.
She has been wanting to go all morning, poor thing.
Cleo, let me see. Can I get her to howl on the podcast? Cleo.
Wait, have her sit down.
Cleo, sit. Sit. Sit down. Come on, sit. Cleo. You want to go outside? Cleo. Come on, man. Fucking she's like the frog. Cleo. Do you?
No.
Cleo, you want to go outside?
Because she knows you're trying to get her to do it. Wait, hold on.
Cleo, you want to go outside? There it is. All right. All right, I'll see you guys. Check in on you on Thursday.